Hello, welcome to the Just Read Mine podcast, where we bring context to culture. I'm your host, Kobe Taylor. In this show, we'll explore what it is to be a creator and bring new ideas for what it means to be an artist. We also hope to create connections and the opportunity to learn something new within our society. So sit back, relax, and just rewind. All right.
All right, we can go.
Ready to go?
Yep.
All right. Another episode of the Just Rewind podcast. We bring context to culture. My name's Kobe.
Broccoli, aka your dopeness.
And we got another special guest in here today. Want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Where's the claps? No. Lisa Moy.
Lisa Moy is in the building.
Just Lisa Moy. Lisa Moy.
Moy's in the building.
Cool.
I met you. Well, I think I met you through Rod. We were doing a film,
yep. Mm-hmm.
and I was like, man, we need some more people like in the music game out here. And he was like, I know Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
And we met you at a coffee shop, told you what we were doing, you were game.
Yeah.
Great energy. Definitely brought the movie to a different level.
You think so?
I think so. I think
Okay.
it felt more authentic from what I had going on from my character.
Okay.
It felt more authentic. It felt like you brought more of just good energy to the film. If you've seen Electric Addiction, go watch it on Amazon Prime. So Lisa, like, tell us about yourself. Where did you grow up? What was early life
all
like?
of that? Okay,
Yeah.
That's a lot. I think I feel like I've lived a lot of lives. I was just talking to my best friend today about like all the things that we just used to do and stuff. But originally from Philadelphia, raised in Chicago, went to college in Alabama.
Oh,
Yeah.
what
school? Stillman College in Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
I went to Jacksonville State.
Nice. Yeah. So college in Alabama.
What year was your graduating class?
I'm not telling you that because you can know my age.
Well, shout out to everybody else that graduated out of there.
I'm just grown. How about that? I'm just grown.
There you go.
I'm probably
It's
older
been a
than
while
you,
for me for college,
maybe.
too.
Yeah. And then I got to do the
Gonna be
math
asking.
on that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. When was
Right? Like,
man.
I didn't graduate from college, though. I did not graduate.
Okay.
Went there for a year and a half. Got into some trouble.
Okay. Like we all do them.
You know what I mean? Got into some trouble. Was a follower, not a leader. Those days. But and then moved to Minnesota in like 2005. But or something like that. 2005, 2006.
Okay.
Came to visit and just ended up staying. My sister was living here,
Oh.
and yeah. So that's like where I lived. Background, but I'm a family-oriented person. It's just me, my mom, my sister, my dad. Small family, immediate family. My sister's 5 years older than me.
Okay.
She my heart. Let's see. I like to draw, paint. I write poetry. I like to write. Period. I like to read. I like to play Scrabble. That's kind of like my hobbies.
That's dope.
I like watching like movies that I like over and over and over again.
What's your favorite movie, if you don't mind me
I
asking?
have so many. I like Beaches.
My
You know about
shout out,
Beaches?
my sister loved that. I watched that
Really?
movie. Tightly knows. I watched the movie. There were so many.
You
What y'all talking
know
about?
Beaches.
I watched that so many times.
Really? Oh, I
Yeah.
love. You got to watch Beaches. Look up Beaches.
Okay.
And watch Beaches. So Beaches, Poetic Justice, Love Jones.
Love
You know those
Poetic
ones.
Justice. I love them movies. Yeah.
Yeah. So those movies, Pretty Woman.
Okay.
I love love. So anything that's kind of like that has to do with like love and like humor, kind of. I kind of rock with. I like to
dope.
do a lot of different things. I guess.
Right.
Always trying to do something.
I think it's good to have a different hobby than trying something different.
Yeah.
It keeps you a well-rounded person, in my opinion.
Yeah, and then I get bored quickly though with stuff, so I have to have many different like.
You're a Virgo, aren't you?
I'm a Virgo.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then so I'll do something and I kind of go hard. It's like a gift and a curse because
Yeah,
I'll
right.
like really be on to something and I like give it my all, and then when it doesn't produce what I want anymore, not even like other people, but just like myself.
yourself.
Then I'm like, let me go to the next thing.
Okay.
So it's like a gift and a curse. Start all these things and not finish them. So I'm working on trying to be better with that though. Yeah.
I mean, I'm like that too, dude.
Yeah?
Yeah, I go hard on something, and I'll kind of give up on. I'll go back to it. And,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
I'm gonna always go back. I'm gonna always go back and try to tweak it and like make it better, and then leave it again, and then go to the next thing and tweak it and make it better. But yeah, I'm always gonna like circle back though.
It's a good thing to do because then you kind of keeps your life kind of lively. You know, it keeps you creative.
It keeps you creative.
I like that
for sure. But yeah, that's a little bit I guess about.
That's dope. You know,
I got a niece.
Okay.
She should be 3 in November.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love her.
So when I met you were I don't know, a local radio station. They're not around anymore, but how did you was that I was at one the first time you did radio? So like, what made you get into radio? How did you get into radio?
Oh man, how did I get into radio? So actually it was like so many different like channels or whatever, but I was thinking about it. I had wrote it down. I was talking about it, but then I kind of like left it alone. Like I was like, oh, it'd be kind of cool to be on the radio. I didn't know what it meant. I didn't know what you needed to do. I didn't know any of that. I just thought it was like cool. They play music. They get to talk about celebrities. I'm like, oh, that's a cool job. But I tucked it away. I didn't even think about it no more. And then I was working for Sonia Garnett, Kevin Garnett's sister. I was working for her. And Kevin got traded to Boston. And I still was working for her. Still getting like paid, my regular pay, but I really wasn't doing much because they had moved. And I was like, well, I'm getting paid. I got the money, but I'm bored. I have all this time to do stuff, but I'm not doing anything. And so I went to volunteer at KMOJ. I went up there to volunteer because Q-Bear used to come to. I used to work at this all-girls summer academy that Sonia Garnett had. Okay. And so I worked there, and that's how I met Q-Bear. So he would come and speak to the girls. Okay. And so he was like, yeah, they would love you. You should do some volunteer work at KMOJ. And I was like, oh, okay, what's KMOJ? He was like, it's a radio station here and da-da-da. Right. I was like, oh, okay. Still not even thinking about what I had wrote down a while ago. Didn't click yet. And so I went up to the station, and I think I had on sweats. I didn't go up there for a job. I had on like sweats and a t-shirt or whatever. My hair was like in a ponytail. I was busted. I wasn't going up there to be cute or any of that. And then, so the general manager at the time, Kelvin Quarles, he came up to me because he was like, what are you here for? You want some tickets? And I was like, no. And he was like, well, what are you here for? Right. And I was like, but he wasn't intimidating, but I felt like he was just asking me questions, and I'm just like, I just want to volunteer. I'm like, I'm just here to volunteer. Uh-huh. So he was like blown away because he thought I was so much younger than what I actually was. Like he thought I was like a teenager, and I wasn't. Because he was asking me those questions because he was looking at me like, what do you do? What do you want?
Yeah. Why you here?
So he was like, okay. Well, he was like, oh, you want to volunteer? So he was impressed by me saying I wanted to volunteer. So he asked me to meet him in his office. So I met him in his office, and at the end of that conversation, he offered me a job. He was like, your personality is amazing. He was like, you just have this energy. He was like, you're attractive. He was like, I want to start a whole new type of thing where we have like cool, young, hip, attractive people at the station, and offered me a job. And I was like, dang. What does that mean? Like,
right, yeah.
Okay. And I couldn't say no because, look how easy I got that job. Like, it's meant to be, right? So I told him yes. Went home, talked to my mom and my sister. I'm like, what? I don't know what to do on the radio. I don't have no school, no background, no what? And so that's how I got into it. That's exactly crazy. How I got into it, yeah.
So you just, like Lee says a lot.
I didn't even go for it,
You just after I found out, you know what I'm saying?
And it grew to be a passion. They trained me, and I, was thankful and grateful to work with some really dedicated and intelligent individuals that, was open to showing me how to, do it, and shout out to Cristal, who was one of the main people that took me under his wing and was like, this is what we got to do or whatever. But and Miss Georgia too, shout out to her. But yeah, that's how I got into radio.
That's crazy, but you make it sound like a coincidence, but I don't look at it as a coincidence. I think because of the fact that you took time to write it down. Yep. Stuck in your subconscious.
And I'm super big on that.
Exactly. Yeah. And then later on, opportunity came knocking. It was still in your head. So you weren't looking.
And a lot of things in my life actually have turned out that way. I didn't even know that's what I was doing. Like writing it down, manifesting it, and you know what I'm saying? Because it's really it's a lot of power in an idea that you may have. I'm a spiritual person. God put that idea in me. You know what I'm saying? And I just happen to be like, I'm going to write it down. But like when you start really like focusing on what you're doing, like putting it to paper, like you are basically saying what you're going to do. You know? And so it's very, putting in that work.
Because after you wrote it down, you entertaining the idea of you volunteering was you putting in that work of trying to manifest it.
Yep. So just think about like that intentionality of it. Like if you write it down and actually like pursue it, it's different. You know what I'm saying? Like you gonna get it. It's gonna probably, I would think, come to you faster. Than like thinking about it and writing it down and like leaving it alone.
Right.
But like if you write it down and then you like pursue it,
you
know what I mean? Then it's gonna come.
You were talking the talk, but you also got to walk the walk.
Exactly. You got to put that work in.
And like spiritually, I believe in that too. And also like there's a whole theory of it's called quantum theory. Yeah. And it basically if you speak in the universe, whatever you like, it'll come back to you.
Oh yeah, that's why it's really important to like speak very positive.
Yes.
Because it's it's that twofold. Like you can speak positive and it come back. You speak negative and it come back. So you just want to make sure you speak positive over your life. And your friends' lives and the things that you want. So
I totally agree with that.
That's how it happened. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's like the best story. It is. I love it. It's the best story.
Because if I seen that myself, when you're in the negative, you get negative outcomes.
For sure.
You get things you don't want, but you try to be like, all right, if I take an L, I'll just take it like a lesson. I'll keep pushing. Things kind of work out in your favor. And no matter if it's a work or, like you said, you manifest
for sure.
it just kind of comes together.
Yeah, and I give myself I give myself time to like really feel those emotions too, because I'm not a robot. I'm a human.
Right.
So if there is a loss, I'm like, dang, I wanted that.
For sure.
You know, but it wasn't my opportunity. But I'm human, so I'm like, dang, man.
Yeah.
And then I'll be cool.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, I know God got something better for me, or God got something for me. That wasn't for me. That's something that maybe I wanted, but God got something for me, and I want better. What God got for me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
For sure.
And it takes out the stress kind of when you're not, you know what I mean? You're not worried about that, like, you're not worried about the outcome because you know it's going to happen. And to kind of, for me, it takes the stress out of me. Yeah. I'm like, it ain't my time maybe tomorrow, but it might be the next year or the year after that.
And then, and it helps you like cheer for other people.
Yep.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because you could get in a mind frame of, dang, I wanted that, but he got it. Man, I'm better than him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could do it better than him.
I could definitely do it.
Yeah, he could do it. Why didn't you know what I'm saying? But like, no, that was for him.
Yeah,
kudos to you and congratulations.
For
and like,
you, yeah,
like I'm here if you need support for. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for you.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't do that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because like again, if you have negative thoughts, you're gonna get the outcomes. You're gonna keep looking at that person and get what you wanted.
You're gonna prolong your success. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy. So then how did you go from KMJ to 95.3?
95.3?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I left KMJ. I was there for about 7.5 years, something like that. I left KMJ and I just was like not in radio at all. I was like, I made the decision. I didn't feel like I was growing. I didn't feel like there was any opportunity for me at KMJ at the time. So I was like, I'm done. I actually kind of like left like radio with like a sour taste in my mouth just because of everything that was happening. So I was like, I'm done. If I don't need another radio job. I'm done. I'm whatever. So I was working at Walker West because I'm always gonna have a job.
Right.
I'm always gonna have me a job.
Right.
So I was working at Walker West while I was working at KMOJ.
Okay.
So I had my, I still had my income or whatever. And I just was like, I was missing the people. I was missing the interactions with the people. I was missing like, people calling me up every day, telling me their story or saying like, dang, Lisa, like I was having a bad day. I heard you and you made me have a good day. I just was missing that connection. So I was like, dang, did I make a mistake? Did I make a mistake? So then again, that's that manifestation. I had a chalkboard wall in my apartment and I wrote, because I knew about the new radio station. So I wrote, I'm going to be at Go 95.3. I have a picture of it actually in my phone, but I wrote it on my wall and then I wrote it on a notebook. I actually wrote it. Nope, I take that back. I didn't write it on a notebook. I printed out the qualifications that was needed to work at Go, right? So I printed that out and because I put in an application. So I printed it out and looked at the qualifications, went to YouTube because I was like, what is this? What is this equipment? It was very different than what we had at KMOJ.
Okay.
It was things that equipment, software. I was like, I ain't never heard of this.
Right.
I don't know if I could do this. So I was like, well, let me educate myself. So I went on YouTube to see what it was. But on the paper that I printed out the qualifications, I wrote, I will work here. You know what I'm saying? So boom, again. But I had intentionality this time. So now I'm like trying to get up there. I got Peter Parker's email. I'm emailing him. Not getting nothing back. I'm like, I'm trying to get it. So then for a second I chilled. And Ben from the other side hit me up from 96th Street. He hit me up and was like, I used to love listening to you in the mornings. I used to take my kids to school. I used to love listening to you. What you doing now? And I was telling him or whatever. He was like, you should come and come to the station. Let's see. We need a morning show person. They had Giselle and I forgot the other guy's name so bad. And Giselle was like, no, this is before they had Giselle, actually.
Okay.
Before they had Giselle, they was looking for a female. And I was like, oh, okay. So then I went up there and I kind of did a little, this kind of thing to see if we had some chemistry. And it was cool.
Okay.
It was cool.
That's
it kind of worked.
Okay.
But it wasn't for me. So they ended up not going with me and went with Giselle at the time. So then that kind of was like, bleh. And then I think Peter Parker put a post up I'm looking for the next radio personality, tag him. And so, I was shocked. I got so many at Lisa Moy. It was people I didn't know. I'm like, oh, hey. I'm like, hey.
People recognize.
It's like at Lisa Moy. I was like, dang. So then I took that opportunity and I hit him up again on the email and then he told me to come through.
Okay.
And then, he told me to come through. He said, wait, let me talk to the GM. So we talked to the GM. The GM was like, yeah, let's have a meeting. So I went to have the meeting. The GM was not there. The GM, I think his wife lived in New York at the time, so he would fly back and forth. Okay. And so he missed his flight to come to meet with me. So I'm in there, Hollywood Hot Rod. He's like, what you doing here? I'm like, I got a meeting with your boss. He's like, he ain't here. I'm like, what you mean he ain't here? I'm like, oh, they playing me, right? He's like, he ain't here. I'm like, what you mean he not here? I'm like, does he know? I'm like, let me look at my phone, make sure I got the date. I'm looking through my emails. Right. I'm like, this is... No, I got it right. I'm supposed to be here. I'm here. He's like, he ain't here. So he's like, let me holler at Peter Parker. So then I guess he went to holler at Pete, and then Pete came and he was like, well, we could talk until he get here or whatever. Okay. So me and Peter Parker, we talking, chopping it up. We talking about, just life and radio, and he's from the East Coast, he's from Boston. So we talking about growing up and we had a really good conversation. Mm-hmm. And then the GM comes in and he's apologetic or whatever. And Pete's like, I vouch for her. And then he was like, okay. So he brought me back into his office and he was like telling me type of radio station it is and all of that. And then he was like, do you have any questions? And I was like, yeah, when do I start? And he was like, today, if you can. Okay. Like, ooh. I was like, I got to call my job and tell them I got to do it. So I called my job and was like, I can't, I got something to do. I made up something. I can't remember what I did, but I stayed the whole day. And shadowed Peter Parker. And then there was some music execs from, I can't even remember what label was in. So we went to Parlor Burger and I got to hang out with some music execs. And I was like, that's where I need to be. Right on. Yeah. And it was just a good first day. And that's how I got that job. So, yeah.
I like the drive in there because I feel like most people would be like, okay, let me just come back tomorrow next week.
Nah, man. It was something that I wanted. Yeah, I was like, I love Walker West, still do. You know what I'm saying? But it's like that was a job to have a job. It wasn't something that I wanted to have long term. You know what I'm saying? This was something that I dreamt about, wanted, and knew that if I had gotten the opportunity, I was gonna take it.
Yeah. You wrote it down. It was something you really wanted.
Multiple times, too. I was like, dope. I need to be here, man. I was like, I don't know none of this equipment, but I need to be here. It's crazy. And I was there.
No, there's a quote that actually sticks with me there, which is just, this is nailing, but it's like, when you want to succeed as bad as you will need to breathe, then you will become successful.
Yeah, that's a fact.
No, I want it. I'm doing what I need to do. I'm going to stay consistent. I
wanted it so. I think that is the only, to be honest, I want to say that is like one of the only things I've like ever really said I like wanted and like set out to get. And I was like, I'm getting that job.
And that probably taught you a lot just about yourself. Like, if I can do this, because I wanted it, what else can I do?
Yeah, for sure. Dope. Yeah, your mind is like powerful.
Yeah, it is.
It really is.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so, and that's how I kind of learned about you through the radio station. I was like, could you please be in my film?
Yes.
And you talked about, is it cool if I wear my brand? And I was like, what's your brand? You said, God Save the Sauce.
Yeah.
Where did that come up from? How did that come
Everything is always just like, it just kind of happened.
Yeah.
So God Save the Sauce is like an apparel, an accessory line that I like paint on. And that came about just out of just wanting something different for myself to wear, something like that I didn't see nobody else wearing. And so I hit up my homeboy, Kenneth Caldwell, who is an artist in the Twin Cities. I hit him up and was like, can you paint on my jacket? And he was like, what did you want to say? And I was like, God Save the Queen or something like that. And he was like, why don't you, you sauce. You bring this moist sauce. Why don't you put sauce on it? God Save the Sauce. So he coined that. Like, he came up with that. I'm sorry. Oh, he came up with that. And then I just was wearing it. And then people were like, man, where you get that from? I want one of those. And then I hit him up like, I'm about to order some jackets. Can you paint on them? He was like, I'll paint on the first one and show you how to do it. I was like, all right. Fine. And so he showed me how to do it. And then it just kind of took off from there. And then I just kind of like changed it more so instead of just being like, just for me, something different to wear. Basically, I just wanted it to be something that anybody can wear and like that believed in God and not feel like they're being like, judged by what they look like, their appearance. Like, you can still be fly, you can still, you know what I'm saying, have some sauce, you can still be cool and praise God too. Like, nobody, y'all looking at the wrong thing, y'all worried about the wrong thing if you're worried about somebody's appearance. So that's like the deeper meaning of God Save the Sauce now.
No, I agree. I think especially like like our age and younger.
Yeah.
It's kind of there's kind of a fear to be really like in their in the religion because of how they look or how they dress.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not about that at the end of the day.
Yeah. We put so much like emphasis on the wrong stuff all the time. Like pay attention to the message in the word
and the person,
instead of like what the person got on. Like, people just get hung up on the wrong stuff.
We all know the main thing that matters is a character and who that person
is and how you
carry yourself.
Yeah. So that's what God Save the Sauce is. Yeah.
I met people who are in the word, but not you know what I mean.
I know what
judging
you mean.
Everybody, everybody, but like, go to church every Sunday, and it's like, well, are you really?
My pastor called them we call them professional Christians or something like that.
Yeah.
We call them like professional Christians. Like, no, like. Man, it's not about that. It's not performative. Mm-hmm. Like, just because you want people to know that, oh, I'm at church every Sunday. What are you getting out of that? Like, it's all you getting? You just want people to see that you're at church? Like,
right.
nah,
are you living that way outside of the church?
Exactly. And if you're not applying it, then you lacking.
Right. No, that's dope. I like the name. When you're doing your thing, are you still doing the guy?
No,
you kind of took a break from it. You just talked about it, but yeah.
I did. I took a break from a lot of stuff because I was focused on my book.
Okay.
But I need to get back to it because it really was, not only was it just like cool and fly to do, like I like painting too. So like it kind of took my mind off of stuff and it's like a calm place for me when I paint. And I love people like liking something that I produce, and it's fun, and it's like a spiritual thing too, a connection. So yeah, I need to like really get back into it. I am.
Okay.
I am soon.
So you mentioned you being an author. Mm-hmm. You wrote November.
Yes.
On Amazon.
Yes.
You get it.
You can get it.
What have you always been a writer? What got you in? Like, okay, so like what was the first thing? I used to love to write. I actually went to school for film and writing. Awesome. So. Was that the first book you wrote, or like, dang?
Well, no, that wasn't the first book I wrote. I actually wrote a book. My mom got it. I wrote a book. My mom's in here. She over there.
Mom.
I actually wrote a book when I was a kid, like a children's book. I was a kid, so I wrote a book for us, for kids.
Yeah.
Like in this red, like little notebook or whatever, and I just was like short stories, I think it was, and my mom has it. So I've been writing for a long, long time, like. Man, my mom is a writer. My sister is a writer. And so I come from writers. Like, my mom would have notebooks after notebooks. And don't write in my notebook. You know, that's your notebook for school. Don't write in my notebook. And she would have poems and, like, pages and pages of poems. My sister was a rapper. So she used to write all her lyrics. So she had notebooks. And, you know, so I always saw, like, them writing, like, in, like zoned in and writing. And it was an outlet for me because I know my mom is here. But... like I had a stricter household, and good reason. Now that I'm older, I can appreciate it. But and so I would write. You know, I couldn't do a lot of stuff that other kids could do. You know, my mom wasn't playing the video game. You're not about to play the video game all night. You're not about to be on the phone all night. You're not about to be watching that TV all night. You better get a book and a notepad and a pen and handle your scandal. So I had an imagination, you know, like a vivid imagination, and I would just write.
That sounds a lot like my family, because I'm from a kind of similar.
Yeah.
My dad and my uncle used to write a lot when they were growing up. They wrote poems, and it kind of bled down to, like, I have a cousin in Hollywood right now. He writes film.
Dope.
My brother is a musician. He writes short stories. He writes like his own little novels. He writes. I used to write poetry. I still write screenplays. I hate them. I mean, that's just me. But yeah, I do. It is very, when you can sit down and write, it's more fun than people can think about. Like, you make your own story up, you have your own characters, and you put some behind these characters. Like, it's a lot of fun. You can do it with solo, and it helps you be way more creative in just everyday life, I feel.
Yeah, and then, like, even emotions, like getting emotions out, like certain things that I couldn't express or say to people. You know, certain topics that I felt I had an opinion about, but maybe I couldn't share with anybody because maybe the opinion to them might have been wrong or whatever.
Exactly.
I could write it. Like, I write my opinion down. I write how I feel down. Like, and I'm sharing it. You know, not necessarily like sharing it with a person, but I'm sharing it so it's not stayed like with me. So yeah.
It's very therapeutic to kind of write.
It's definitely very therapeutic. And to this day, like, if I'm really having heavy emotions, I'm gonna get my notepad and I'm gonna write it out. Yep, I'm gonna write it down. Or even in, like, my phone. My notes. My God, my notes.
Oh, I do.
And my phone.
I got so many notes.
You be like, this girl is crazy.
I'll show you. I got like, so many notes.
Scroll. And it could even be like a sentence. And some notes, I just got a word or.
I do
that. You know what I'm saying?
If I hear a quote, I'll write it down.
Yeah.
Just because I can remember that quote.
Yeah.
Words are powerful. Like we talked about before, words are powerful. So I like writing. I used to read every single day before I go to bed. I don't do like I used to.
Yeah.
But November? What is it about? What is kind of give the quick summary? Or
I will. So November is about child loss. It's about experiencing loss, child loss. It's about I experienced an ectopic pregnancy, and I talk about that situation and talk about how I felt about it and what was happening and how it's not done. I'm doing another book.
Okay.
I ended November with like a what? Like a what happened? Like where's she at? Like how she really feel? Like so I ended it on that type of a cliff. But basically, it's about me having an ectopic pregnancy, losing the baby. I talk about that because a lot of people don't even know what that is. And I just talk about my feelings about motherhood and Okay.
And what kind of pushed you to go on something that's just so, I feel like it's personable, and I feel like people would not be too confident or strong to share something.
Man, you know, again, I think a lot of that came from my sister, honestly, because when I was going through that, she was like, man, you should write about it. Okay. And I was like, I'm not. She was like, even if you don't put it out, you should just write about it because that's therapeutic for you to get this out. You know what I'm saying? Get what you felt out because it's a traumatic experience. It's like the most traumatic experience that's ever happened to me in a lost way besides losing my grandma. Right. That's like the main two things that kind of shook up my world. And so she was like, you need to, like, that's therapy. You should write it. Write it down. I was like, okay. I'm gonna write it down, but I didn't have no intentions of like writing it for y'all to read it.
that's different.
You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I feel like I'm a private person in a way. Like you know certain things about me. Obviously, you know like who I might be dating. You know what I might be into, but you don't know like deep personal, traumatic pain type of thing. I don't put that out for the world to see. You know what I'm saying? It's more so something that I keep to myself, more so something that I share with like my love, like the closest ones to me. But once I started writing it, and it just didn't belong to me no more. It was like, man, it was like, this could help somebody else. And which it did. I had an intern at KMOJ, and she kind of went through the same thing that I went through. And I was telling her my experience, and I was telling her that I was actually writing my experience. She was like, "Oh, you have to put it out. You helped me so much. Like you could help so many women." And da-da-da. So it didn't like start out with me having the intentions to like share it, but then again, my sister's push, and then the intern's push. It was like, I guess I got to put it out, so I put it out.
That's super brave.
Man.
Super brave.
To this day, it's so like, oh my God. When people like
and
read
what kind
it.
of pregnancy did you call it?
Ectopic pregnancy.
Okay,
So it's
quick breakdown for the people listening in. Like, that's a big scientific word.
Yeah. So an ectopic pregnancy is when the embryo doesn't form inside of the uterus. Yeah. Okay. It's in the fallopian tube. So they call it a tubal pregnancy.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes,
I ain't gonna lie. Honestly, it is good. It is good you're sharing it, because even aside from a female perspective, I think even males and future dads and things to know and how to handle if that situation was to ever be to your closest partner.
Because, I mean, I didn't have, perfect world. I didn't think, I never, and that's another thing. I never really wanted to be a mom. Like, I never was like, oh, I'm going to be a mom and I'm a babe. Like, that wasn't like the life that I wanted. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew I wanted a career. I knew I wanted to fly a house. I knew I wanted to, like, you know what I'm saying, have live by coastal. Like, I knew that that's the type of lifestyle that I wanted. I didn't want to be like a mom, So when that happened, I'm like, oh.
Right.
Oh, no.
Right, yeah.
Like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah,
I don't,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, that kind of, like, was like a weird feeling. And then I don't believe in, to each his own, but I don't believe in abortion. So I was like, well, this happened, and I know that this could happen. So I'm gonna have to deal with it, and that's what I was planning on doing until that, till events changed. So
wow,
yeah,
that's super brave, and and like you said, your story can help another person's story, another person.
Absolutely,
and maybe be brave enough to share their story on the same time.
Yeah, a lot of women, even men, a lot of people have been hitting me up like, man, I read your book, and man, I had a miscarriage, or I had this happen to me.
You'll teach people even how to show up for this significant other, because when that is happening, there's a host things I wouldn't ever understand unless I'm in your shoes, but to at least have an ideal perspective of what might be coming or what you might be experiencing.
Yeah, and I'm real raw in the book. I'm like cursing people out, and I'm using all kinds of words.
I'm gonna check that out. That's dope.
Yeah, it's real raw, very very
I like
raw.
those kind of stories. I like, you know what I mean? Tell me the real deal. Don't sugarcoat it. Let me
Nope, it's no sugarcoating at all. It's raw feelings. It's raw emotions. It's like exactly how I was feeling. It's an easy read. It's like 101 pages, something like that. You finish it, depending on how fast you read, in like 30 minutes, an hour a day. And it's like you. I think you're gonna like hear my voice. It's one of those. A lot of people told me that too. Like they hear my voice. Like they hear it, and that connects with them too. So yeah, I think I think you'll like it.
All right. Well, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be back. Oh yeah, and me gonna do nothing but just chill. Yep. All right, so we're back. We're back in this thing. So all all your entrepreneurships.
Yes.
You got pretty tired, and you got Well, you got your coffee, you got your not a cup of tea. How's that going?
So
you get that caffeine going.
Yeah, it's cool. You know what? I love coffee. I'm a coffee drinker.
Me too.
Are you?
What's your favorite? Like, all right, I'm really bougie, so I don't know if you like me. I don't drink nothing but light roast coffee.
Oh, you're like. Oh,
I like the caffeine.
I gotta have some. I
you
need
like that
strength,
get that taste.
I need some I need,
And for the coffee, are you like sourcing the beans themselves as well and roasting them yourselves?
No, we're not doing all that. Nah.
How are you going about
I would love to, but I ain't got that much time. That would be great, though. That was great.
No, it's a lot of work.
I would love to, actually take a tour and, really find out where they're getting the beans from and all that stuff, but we're not, though. It's a Chicago-based company.
Okay.
So we get our product from Chicago.
Okay.
And we got the drop shipping type of a thing, so it's not like we actually have the goods at our house or location. Is actually in Chicago, and then when we get an order,
So you're kind of connecting with a third party. Instead of keeping things in house. It's cost effective.
Yeah, my sister got a 3-year-old, about to be 3. She ain't got time either.
Yeah, no, makes sense.
But we both love coffee, and out of the love of the coffee, we both came together and was like, we should do something together.
Yeah,
because my sister is a serial entrepreneur too. So
okay.
I was like, all right, cool. So then we came up with Not Your Cup of Tea, and so we sell all different flavors of coffee. We do have light roast. All of our coffees are light roast, which is cool, but for people who like a little, it's a lot of people who like medium and dark roast.
Yeah,
they
no,
need a little
nothing wrong
bit
with
more
that.
umph, and so we're looking actually for a distributor for different types of coffee, strengths, and then we have apparel and merch like mugs and that type of stuff on there right now. Yeah.
Man, I love coffee.
So
coffee gets me through the day, so that's dope.
I do too. I love coffee. It's terrible. It's an addiction.
I got an issue, yeah. I'll drink coffee before if I'm gonna go do an event or go out for my boy, I'll drink coffee before I go.
Really?
I may not even need it. I'll just drink coffee. I just like coffee.
You know what? I love it. I feel like for me, it doesn't keep me up. I don't know. It can, maybe it gives me a little jittery, a little bit. Yeah. But I feel like I've been drinking it so long. It's a comfort thing. I just like it, the warmth of it. The taste. I like a lot of sugar in my coffee.
I go straight black with mine.
Really? So you like the taste of coffee? That's probably why you like light roast. Cause
I don't like dark roast.
Doing a dark roast just black is different.
My parents drink dark roast. So when I came up, that's what I drink with my parents. I drink dark roast. And then I had white roast, and it changed my life.
Yeah. You have flavor, or you just more so just no flavor?
Not really. I'm not a big flavor. I just like it straight. I mean, if I go to Starbucks, I'll get something kind of fun. But usually, if I'm working my 9 to 5, I just drink straight black and water. That's what I do.
Really? I haven't attempted to do just black coffee yet. I just haven't.
It's my dad's fault because he used to get on me. Coming up in high school, no man drinks their coffee with sugar.
Really?
Joking. He was joking, obviously, but then it just kind of made me all right. And he said the reason why he did it is because I forgot who it was, but basically when coming up and working a white collar job, they say people ain't got time to wait for you to make your coffee the way you want it. So just get there, get that black, and keep it moving. So that kind of got him what he was, and so and me, I just like the taste of coffee. So
really, no, I mean my mom and dad actually are the ones who kind of put me on the coffee. I just want everything my mom had growing up. We got the same name. Come on.
Yeah.
So I want everything she had. So whatever she had, whatever she was drinking. And at the time that I would want it, she would water it down because you ain't getting your kid no strong coffee.
Yeah.
But she would water it down and she'd be like, here, get it here. And I was like, oh, this is good. I felt grown,
Yep. That's why I liked it. Yeah.
Right. I'm like, oh, I'm grown. I'm drinking coffee, or she'd get hot chocolate, but I thought it was coffee. But then I just was I just liked it. It was something that I shared with my mom and my dad and my sister. So it was family, something that we did together. So it's not just the taste of it for me. It's also just a comfort type of thing.
Right. So. No, I love me some coffee and we sit down and read a book or watch a movie. I love me.
Oh, give it up for the coffee drinkers.
It's a little bit odd to the people, but I like my cup of coffee before bed too as well.
You know what? I could go. A lot of people can't go to sleep. I can go to sleep at any time I drink coffee. Yeah, it's like a wind down. It's not it'll ramp me up. I don't know. I've been drinking it too long for it to really ramp me up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. My first one will wake me up, but like after that third or fourth one, I'm not really feeling it. It's just something I'm doing.
Just something to drink.
Yeah, that's facts.
It's just good.
Yeah, that's true. So also, you're out here doing a lot of hosting events and promoting. How was that? What is that like?
I love it.
When did you start
hosting? Oh yeah, so hosting was from the radio. You know, you host parties or things like that, which like people used to say to me like, "You're the most laid back radio personality. You don't like to be in attendance. You gotta. This is part of the job." And I was like, "Oh, I thought it was just radio. You know, I didn't think that I had to like actually." People see me, you know, and like entertain people, like, you know, in person. But yeah, so that's part of the job. And so I would host different events and different parties, and you know, it was cool. It's different. I'm better with it now. I used to be terrified. Oh my goodness, I used to be so scared of like
what exactly, like
people. Okay. You know, judgments, people. Radio is nothing. Like even I'm cool, but. Like, there's no cameras when you doing your show on radio. It's just you and the person or you and the mic. Mm-hmm. You don't know who's really listening. You don't have a picture of that because you can't see them. So, like, you can kind of like...
You're in the booth.
You're in the booth. You're not really caring. You're just doing your thing. So then when you have to, like, entertain people, now you got to look at them face to face. And they, like, you know what I mean? You, like, try to make them laugh. And they just, like, looking at you. And you just like, oh, okay. Well, that didn't go over too well. So I used to get like bothered by that, you know, like what I'm supposed to say, you know what I'm saying? Like what I'm supposed to say to get them hyped, and so that used to be an issue for me. But I just, you know, my mom just tell me be myself. Like I have a really good support system, and they just like just be yourself. You're funny. Like people like you, like they love you. Just be yourself. And so I just like, they was like, was you at a party? What you do with your friends? You be like, hey, you be like, you know, hyping your homegirls up. Just do the same thing, you know. So then I just started kind of getting a little bit more comfortable with it, and just been doing it ever since. I mean, I still get a little nervous sometimes. Not parties though. I get like nervous at the Lynx games.
Okay, yeah. How was that?
Different.
Right.
It's different.
What do you mean by that?
Because it's the camera.
Yeah,
you got a camera guy like right there, like you know, okay, Lisa, and then I got like an earpiece. So then I got like I'm hearing the whole game. So I'm hearing like the official calls and all of that stuff. So I'm hearing the whole game. It's very fast paced.
All this information coming.
All this information that doesn't even pertain to me and stuff, but it's just like it's in your ear, and it's like it's an arena. So then like the sound is different, the echoes, and just it's a lot. It's a production. Yeah, it really is a production. And then it's like, okay, Lisa, camera's coming down on you, and size hitting to you in 5, 4, 3. And then it's like, hey guys. It's like, hey guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So God damn it, we're live. Let's go.
Exactly. And it's live, you know, and it was just different. It just was a different way of hosting and entertaining people. But I love it. I do. Once I get over like my jitters, like I'm in my head. I'm a Virgo. I'm in my head from, if I got a game on Friday, I'm in my head the 2 Fridays before, because I want to do a great job. I want to do a great job, not just for like the people who hired me, but for the fans, for myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to represent well. So I'm like in my head trying to just, you know, get my nerves to calm down, and I get there, and then I'm like, cool. I'm like, I'm here, you know. Let me take up space. I'm here for a reason. I'm supposed to be here.
Exactly.
So now it's time to rock out. Then I get a different persona, and I just do me.
That's dope.
And also remembering, like, even your best entertainers, the best public speakers, everybody, we all get nervous when it comes to showtime.
Oh, for sure. I'd be like
you don't show it, but like the whole time you're like,
man. I went to see Beyonce, Renaissance. I had a game, like, after that, and I'm like, Beyonce was on stage doing this, and that. Let me channel Beyonce. She look calm, cool, collected. Let me go ahead and be Beyonce.
was also stressing for the show, making sure it was right.
Right?
And I bet she had the same jitters every.
Exactly.
For sure. I think everybody do it. And then hers probably more so, like all the people. You know, she's Beyonce, so she's held to a certain standard. You know what I'm saying? So she got a lot to like. She got to perform.
Well, what I'm hearing, kind of what Beyonce would do is like, you got the jitters, but you put in the work way before you got separate from that camera. So like, you know, you're on radio. You say it's on camera, but you're doing a live radio station.
Yeah, so, but there's no people.
I understand. I get
in your
that.
face,
and I get that. I understand.
You know what I mean? Like looking at you like.
what's going on here?
But
what you about to say?
But it's like the next level. Like you're on the new level. Now you're here. You know what I mean?
No, for sure. And you always have to go to the next level, level up. So now I'm thankful. I'm grateful, thankful, all that. They come back around and be like, oh, you hosting this year? And I'll be like, but I can't say no. How can I say no? I'm going to say no because I'm nervous.
Right.
Nah.
Right.
And I always feel like looking back, the nervousness, that just means data coming back to yourself, letting you know that you did care about this.
Yeah, I definitely care about it for sure.
You care about it. Like
you said, you don't care about it. You're like,
then you're like, I don't care how I do it. It's whatever.
Yeah. I mean,
like,
yeah.
But when you're nervous, you actually train. You prepare. You try to get things.
Nah.
I feel like I do my best, kind of, when I'm a little nervous.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know.
I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
You're thinking about what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're being present.
You're present.
Absolutely.
That's
yeah.
the word.
I cannot not be present. I'll be trying. I'll be like, okay, Lisa, okay, just calm down.
Right.
You did this before.
No,
you did this last week.
There's
what are you
times
doing?
where you cannot be present, but there's times where you
gotta
need to
be
be present,
present.
motherfucker. Like, get your shit together.
Yeah, get it together. I'm like, get it together, girl.
Well, one thing like playing a sport though, like you got a game, you play that game 100 times, but you're always gonna have that nervous feeling for every single
That's
game.
That's true. Then I'm like, girl, ain't nobody think about you. You better go out here.
Yeah.
You're trying to see AP throw them buckets up. Like, he ain't thinking about you, girl. So then I was like, okay, cool.
But it's also good to have that mindset, though.
Yeah.
Like, maybe you might get that one person to look at you, could put you at another level. So
yeah, that's true.
I agree with that.
Absolutely. Opportunities are there. So I definitely have to show up and show out. And then it's just people, like, again, like, I'm the first Black female in arena host for the Lynx. Like,
wow.
That's
Clap it up
major, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, as a Black woman in Minnesota and representing for a female team, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, how can I, like, not do it, So.
It feels like more of I got to do my part, too.
I got to do my part.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, unfortunately, you're also kind of representing for a whole group.
For sure.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah. Yeah, you know what?
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I was about to say,
exactly.
no, I appreciate that. I like to, I'm happy that I can be a representation of my tribe. You know what I'm saying? My people.
That's dope.
So.
Yeah, and then you stepped up. You know what I mean?
I got to. I got no choice. And my mom be like, "You better go out there and fight." You want me to fight? You want to go out there and fight? I'm gonna go out there and fight because I don't want to fight my mom.
Right. No,
she gonna win every time. So I gotta definitely do it.
No, that's what's up. You got yourself in the history books of sports. That's what's up.
Yeah, that's real shit.
Yeah.
And you're all here throwing events with my boy Vern Love and F. Dot, and
absolutely the Splash Bros.
Splash Bros. How was that?
I love them.
How'd y'all he told me.
You know what? I don't even know. Honestly, like they were doing their thing, like they do their thing. Like, the Splash Bros been around before I even was like hosting with them or whatever. Okay. But I'm in love with one of the Splash Bros, and so thank you to my man.
Shout out.
So he was just like one day, he was like, "You want to host it? You want to host a party or whatever?" And I was like, "Sure." And this was like during the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? Like. He put me on, you know what I'm saying? Like, he made sure that I was, like, still being able to, like, get my brand out there and be seen, you know what I'm saying? Hosting and entertaining people, things that I was doing before when I was on the station. And so, I'm grateful for him, and I'm grateful for Love for the opportunity. But, I was like, sure. And with them, it's just, like, it's not even, like, work. It's just really just a vibe. It's really just, like, hanging out, kicking it. We just... enjoying each other's company and like we just like people to have a good time.
Shout out to them, man.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to your man.
Shout out to my man. You
saw some in you. He saw like, hey, you can do this. Come on.
Yeah, he was like, you make a couple dollars and you know what I mean, keep your name out there, which is great because by me keeping my name out there, links.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like it kept me like still moving and still doing something and still like exercising that muscle,
Right, yeah.
So I wasn't using it. So yeah. So it's great. I love doing events with them.
And we kind of a little bit. You're my film, Electric Addiction, again, Amazon Prime.
Yes.
How was your experience with that? You can be upfront with it.
I was so nervous.
Okay. Well,
I'm always nervous when I take on something that's different.
Yeah. It was because we didn't give you a script.
Yeah, that's what. So I like that.
Okay.
At first, I was like, I don't know. how this feels. Like, there's no script. But then it was like, Lisa, you just gonna be yourself.
Just be yourself.
And it's like, you know what? To be honest, it's the hardest thing to like hear. And then like do. Just be yourself. It's like
act like yourself.
It's like, how do I act like how do I act? I don't know. I feel like I'm this way, but then maybe I'm not, So that's a struggle. But it was cool. Like the team was great. Like it was my first movie. Okay. Hopefully more to come. I know more will come. But it was my first movie, and like everybody was great. Like I had fun. I honestly did. And for it to be like just improv, come up with stuff.
I was super impressed by everybody, like, especially you, because you're not, like, I don't know, you're like a trained actor. Like, you haven't been in front of, like, and so, like, you were super impressive, and, like, everybody out there, because all we did was to, like, hit these points. If you can hit these points.
Just hit these points,
and we'll just keep shooting till you hit them. And we weren't out there very long most of the time, a couple hours. So
but it was fun.
It was fun. I had a lot of fun. I'm glad you had fun.
Yeah, I had fun. I was like, man, those days of having an imaginary friend paid off. It was easy for me to come up with like stories and scenarios or whatever. Because I'm like, I used to do this when I was a kid. Yeah, that's cool. I could do this.
Because we just showed up and like, hey, so in this scene, it's what we want.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, all right. And then we shoot it, and it just kind of turned out the way it was. And
yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, it was dope.
Yeah, it was awesome. Dope. I wish though that like I don't know. I wish that it would have been like not me being more involved, but like I wanted to follow the storyline a little bit better than I did, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was kind of my gripe, where we didn't really round it out.
Yeah. I would have wanted it to like come together better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I could say,
if you watch it, because it's a film with different characters and different settings, and like they all kind of connected, but it wasn't. There's like you said, it'd be good to have like a part 2.
Yeah.
You can kind of round out the ends.
Yeah. Then it'd be like, oh, that's what. Yeah. That would be great. Yeah.
But I mean, it was very experimental, and it was a lot of fun, and it was a Minnesota film. That's what I liked about it.
And it was on the phone, right? Wasn't it shot on the phone?
iPhone.
Crazy.
So it was a lot of very experimental film.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I did it. I learned what to do, what I wouldn't do going for it, and nothing against anybody, but like, okay, I'd have an email list. I'd have this. I'd have.
Right.
But
it's always good to learn.
Always good to learn. I learned a lot from that film. So, and discussing that, like, so you're not from Minnesota, obviously. So like. You're not from the Twin Cities area, and what like you've been here for a while now. You kind of definitely had a good eye and peeped up the art scene, if it be film, music. What is something you like to see kind of change, in your opinion, in the art scene in Minnesota, Twin Cities area?
you know what? I want more of it.
Okay.
I want more. Like we need so much more of it. Like club nights, great, cool.
Fun.
But I want more culture events. Like I want more art. I want more poetry. I want more just more. We need different,
I agree.
That's what I think. I think it's a lane for everybody. And I think that I think it's time.
Yeah.
I don't see why there's I want to hear live music all the time. I don't want to just to be on a Thursday night at the Dakota.
Yeah.
I want it to be like, no offense to not the Dakota, but Bunkers.
Yeah,
no offense to like Bunkers or the Dakota. Like they're great venues, but I want it to be popping somewhere all the time. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because there's people who want to go out and listen to music, not just on Friday, not just on Saturday.
Right.
But
that's a good point.
Maybe on a Monday. Yeah. So I definitely think we need more, but we also need people to show up too.
Yeah.
We need support, and we need people to like really come out to support what we got going, because we do have a lot of stuff going. Yeah. We just need to hear about it, and we need people to show up and support, and then we also just need variety. We need a lot of variety.
I agree.
Diversify the field a little bit.
Yeah, like let's get some different things popping.
I must get fun. He's the last episode of my podcast. He had an event here.
Okay.
And I agree with what you're saying. We need more things where we get different cultures out, different people, and we mix it in. Like he had an art show here. A lot of people from Africa.
Okay.
He's from Liberia, so a lot of people. I don't know, artists in general. People from outside of Minnesota came, had the art up. It was super dope.
Yeah.
He had drinks. He had food. And I'm like, And I'm gonna say it again. He did exactly what we need more of.
Absolutely, we need more gatherings. We just need more of it. Like
and so I totally agree with you. I think
and classy events. I want to dress up. More opportunities to like really dress up. Not like
and network. You might meet people you wouldn't have met in your normal day. So I think that it takes like not just people like me, but like other media groups to shout out these events more. And
for sure.
People know about like okay, we got this event, we got this art show, we got this concert. Go support because I don't think people will know.
A lot of people don't know. It's just a couple of like not being on radio. I've like missed out on so many like different events that's like been happening in the city. So
and
like
not having a radio station.
That's true. That's true. Like so where we getting our information from. But yeah, like we need more events and we need more like promotion time so we can hear about these events so we can go to them. Because I got a plan,
Yeah.
I gotta get an outfit or something.
Right. Yeah. You need time to get ready for like a lot of there's an event that happened this weekend. I didn't know about it this week. It's like, well, who was? I mean, and maybe they were pushing it. I just didn't see it in time.
Right.
So I think if we had more of a promotion, like for these events where you can go and get time to get ready for them, like you said, have planned your day out because everybody's an adult now.
Yeah.
So if it's a Saturday, if it's an event Saturday. And it's Wednesday, you already have something planned probably for your Saturday.
Pretty much, yeah.
So, yeah, I agree. Minnesota can do a lot more with their art scene, with their music scene. And it takes us to tap in with these people.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of talent here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talent.
All right, and I wonder, because, you're not from here. I wonder if you thought the same thing that I thought.
Yeah, no, I think it's a lot of talent here. I think that we don't have the opportunity sometimes to like really support that talent. And then also I feel like it's a lot of clicks too. A lot of things are clicky, which I kind of don't like, but.
No, that's something you can correct me if I'm wrong, but that's something you always talk about. It's very clicky. And you
have to be introduced to groups before people accept you. And
want
to share opportunities. Yeah. And click.
Yeah, and that's kind of like discouraging, especially like if you're not an outgoing kind of a person where you gotta like, put yourself out there to meet new people, and then people aren't very like, inviting or accepting and welcoming to you. Then it could put that barrier up. So we just gotta like understand that like. Think about how you trying to get on and think about what you got to go through and your barriers and things that you want and then do that and mirror that. Like, oh, man, I wish I had some support. Oh, man, I wish I had this. Be that.
Yeah, be that.
Be that.
Other than like.
Instead of being like, no, you don't support me. Right. But don't support nobody.
Yeah.
It's like, no,
you know what I'm saying? like, man, nobody ever in Minnesota support me ever. And it's like, well. But who have you supported?
Yeah.
Right. Where have you been?
Who are you promoting?
Who are you promoting? Besides yourself?
Anybody's stuff? Have you been liking other people's stuff?
Do you even like anybody else's music? Like, you just like your music? You only listen to your music? Like, I understand it's a time to place for everything. It's a time when you working on your album. You don't want to like focus on nobody else. You don't want to sound the same. I understand that. But like your album is done. Yeah. Like what are you doing? Like are you going to other people's shows? Are you inviting people out?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Then how are you inspired too? Like, if you're not going to see somebody else in your city, in your support, how are you inspired to do something different?
Yeah. And then like people want people to pay for stuff, and I understand that. It's your talent. You should be paid. You should pay for your talent. Yes.
Yeah.
But like invite people out. Like people that you want to come support you that maybe don't know about you, or maybe they just don't want to go. You be like, hey, I got a ticket for you. Come through. If you're not busy.
Come drink. Come through.
And be genuine with it.
Yeah, be genuine with it.
You know what I'm saying? Not like, I'm gonna try to get them to come because I feel like if they come, they can do something for me. No, like I rock with you. I like what you do. I think you're talented. I would love for your support. Here's I'm gonna add you to my guest list.
I think
easy.
I think cities like Atlanta figured it out where it's I'm pretty sure it's not just the music that they support. I think they support everybody.
They do.
Like it's just, you got that, I'm coming to yoga event.
And that's why so many people like popping in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing. Like, they literally actually share, and even we go simple as social media, people repost stuff and people share.
Absolutely.
Like, hey, yo, I just heard about an audition. I'm not a good fit for it, but yo, I think you might fit.
You should go check
What's
it out.
wrong with doing that? I don't understand.
Because
there's nothing for you.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing for you to lose about to gain somebody who might get another network to introduce you to,
Again, that goes back to what's for you. Like, if it's for you, it's going to be for you regardless. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So what's the problem with putting somebody else on?
Because you shared with your friend about this opportunity might open up doors for you because your friend might break ice with the right person that you need to talk to.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think people are afraid to not be the first in Minnesota. Mm-hmm. I think it's not about being first, but being right. You know what I mean? But we need somebody to be first too. We need to get that door open.
Yeah. And we've had firsts.
Yeah. Many times.
Oh my God. Long times ago. Long times ago.
We gotta start moving on.
We gotta I love Prince.
Yeah.
Well, right?
But
legend.
That can't be the only thing though.
We got so many other talented people here. We can't just fall on Prince's legacy. Like
forever. Yeah.
He did what he did.
Yeah.
Now what you gonna do?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, what you gonna do?
Yeah. I agree. I agree. And it's different. It's a different time now. I feel if you're an artist, you have to be in different, like kind of like you do. You're in different avenues. You got to be in different avenues. You can't just do music. Yeah. You can't just paint. You have to be in promoting. You have to be in marketing. You have to be in this. You got to be in all of that.
That's how the times are. You can't just do one thing. You can't just think that you're a hot rapper.
No.
And that's it. No. Or that you can sing a couple notes and that's it. No, you gotta be a stylist, a fashion designer, a model. You gotta be intelligent.
You gotta philosophize.
You do, because that's just how it is now.
No, this is a competition level too.
Exactly. You gotta have all of it. You gotta be like the total package. Yeah. Because if you're not,
and you come correct, and it's also just such a turnover industry and everything.
Yeah.
You gotta.
Because there's so many people out there that's like, got it.
Yeah.
And you got to have a good team, I feel like.
You got to have a good team.
Because you mentioned, like, maybe you're not a people person, but you're really talented in music.
Yeah.
You need someone on your team to tell you, look, man.
Yeah.
I'll go with you to this event. You got to go to the event, bro.
Yeah.
You got to go network. Mm-hmm. So you need a good team. You need someone to tell you. You don't need somebody boosting your head up. You need someone to tell you right or wrong. Like, look, man, that's dope, but you got to start doing this too.
And you gotta be honest with yourself.
Be honest with yourself.
You gotta be honest with yourself to know exactly what you need and what you're lacking. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of people feel like, why is not happening? Because you don't know how to market yourself.
Yeah.
You think you do, but you don't. So why don't you get hooked up with your mans who do this?
Real. Yeah. Who can put you out.
And who can put you out there. Mm-hmm. And ask for help.
I think what traps a lot of people is that whole, if you build it, they will come. I'm sorry. No. You got to go let them know you built it.
We're not there no more.
Yeah.
We used to be there.
Yeah.
We're not there no more. It's so many people that got talent. You got to you got to figure it out. You got to stand out. You got to do more. You just can't. Unfortunately, you can't just be talented.
Are you assessing yourself every time you put out your work? That's me.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm not getting better, we ain't building nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, you keep thinking the same thing over and over, and you're mad no one's tapping in with you. Change up your game.
Change up your game and get linked up with some good people.
And link up with somebody who will tell you something.
You can't do it by yourself.
You can't. No,
you can't do it by yourself no more.
I like what you said on that, as with marketing. Like, you have to market yourself. You have to push yourself out there for people to know who you are. You know, you might
can't
need
just
to
sit there.
Get a little bit out of the humble side and actually being like, hey, this is me and this is what I'm doing. And
that's true.
Also put some money aside to pay for some online ads.
You have to invest. Yep. You have to invest in yourself. You have to spend some money.
This had me think, because there's so much people I know who are talented, but they have their game plan the same. And I'm like, you can't keep the same game plan if you're not getting the results you want. Now, if you're getting results, you're getting hella followers, you're getting hella streams. All right, I ain't nothing to say to you.
Yeah.
But if you have the same game plan, you come complain, ain't nobody tapping in with me.
Yeah.
Well, you're not moving right. You got to move a little bit different.
You can't be tapping in on friends and family for your whole life. Like, no. You're not trying to sell to friends and
family. Ain't going to make you rich.
No.
And they're not going to put you on the way you want to
be. You're trying to sell to strangers, people who you haven't met yet.
Exactly.
But even like celebrities that like they crack the code in one area, they still look for other ways to like change up things. Like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, maybe they put their album out. Like Beyonce. I love Beyonce. Like Beyonce, you know, like when she just dropped an album, or like when she do a video for every song, like she's each time that she's putting out a body of work, she's changing certain things up because it may not work this time like that. You know what I'm saying? She kind of like surprising them. So they even looking for different things to make them pop.
And she had someone on her team who like, look,
you might want to do this different because you did this. You gotta do all that. Let's do this.
Yeah.
And I think that's what you need. You need someone to tell you, look, good job. Right, we're gonna do it this time. This way.
And then like trust their opinion.
And
you know what I'm saying? And see if it works. And if it don't, do something else.
Well, it didn't work out that time. It wasn't like it was a bad decision or a bad idea.
It's never bad to do something for yourself.
No.
It ain't bad to bet on yourself. And if it just didn't pan out that way, then do it again. Like, do something else. But it's yourself. It's you.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? It ain't you doing something for somebody. It's you. So, like, do the most for yourself.
You know what I mean? You think about, like, that thing where working hard is good, but working smart is better. You know what I mean?
It is. Yeah.
Right. So...
Yeah, for sure.
That's, man.
I agree.
So what else do you do other than being an entrepreneur out here?
Mother Teresa around here. Like, what else do? What I don't do? Let's do that. That's the question. What don't you do? No, just like, man, like, so Lynx, season's over. They did a good job. They came back strong. I'm writing the second book.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Writing a second book. It's called Marley. I don't know when it's gonna be out.
Okay. We'll keep out for it.
Definitely not putting no pressure on myself.
Yeah. Okay.
And then audiobook for November too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yep. Do audiobook for November. So those things that I'm doing personally for Lisa. I'm still working out here, still hosting parties and events, and I work for a foundation, John and Denise Graves Foundation.
Okay.
But yeah.
That's what's up.
That's what I'm doing. I'm a revamp. God save the sauce.
Oh, yeah. I
think you want to be sauced up. It's cool. I got you.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I got you, Bo.
I need a jacket.
I got you.
ASAP.
I got you for sure. It's so funny. All my friends be like, for my birthday, you know what I want? I'm like, what? They're like, can I get a jacket? I'm like,
okay.
And I never do. I'll be like, no. You're not getting a jacket.
You know how much time that takes?
Like, come on now. I don't want to do it.
That's funny.
But yeah, I'm revamping that. But yeah, that's what I'm working on now.
No, I see you being a black woman out here working hard. Like, you're inspiring. I bet someone out here looking at you want to do the same thing. So
Thank you.
Keep grinding.
Thank you.
It inspires me. You know what I mean? It makes me want to work for my goals. I see what you're doing. I see what you love doing. I watch y'all. So it's dope seeing y'all do your thing out here.
Thank you.
Great talking to you.
Thank you for having me. This is cool. I'm proud of you. This is awesome.
Man, appreciate you, man. It gotta go somewhere. That's what I keep thinking.
Oh, it will, for sure. Just keep, like you said, keep doing it. Be persistent.
Yeah. And before we go, do you have a writer that kind of like you've inspired you from your younger days, or somebody you would like for people to check out?
My mom.
Okay.
Shout out, Mom.
Sometimes it's all right there. It's home.
The poet that wrote it. No, my mom. Again, that was my first inspiration of writing, is seeing my mom write. So, and hearing her poetry. So, she's my favorite writer. Hands down. Maya Angelou.
Mom, you got anything?
Aside from that one, any other famous poets?
Maya Angelou.
You got anything else that we can read or anything? Or you just write on your own?
Yeah, the poet that wrote it.
Okay.
Yeah, on her Facebook page. Yeah.
Right,
okay.
Have that link.
We gonna get her published.
Yeah, we're gonna link up that.
We gonna get her published.
We gonna have it down there though.
Yeah. We gonna get moms together. Okay.
But yeah, it's dope talking to you. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
It's great talking to you. It's great learning what you do.
Thank you.
Got a lot of people doing stuff out here. I don't
For
think
sure.
people know.
Yeah, you gotta let them know.
We gotta break them clicks down.
Break the clicks down and bring them on your show.
Yeah, that's what I'm
and
trying
let
to
them
do.
know that it's okay to like. New friends is okay,
Right.
and they should be able to let anybody sit with them.
Yeah, I agree
Right?
with that.
Come on, we got enough barriers and enough all that.
Yeah,
We all trying to just make it.
Yeah, facts.
Everybody's just trying to make it.
Yep.
So, recognize that, respect that, and like be supportive.
Exactly. Maybe you can help out. Like,
You share your resources.
Right, share your resources.
Yeah, and your knowledge.
Right.
Like if your resources just like, oh yeah, no, my homeboy do that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna help you with my homeboy.
Yeah.
It don't take nothing to do that.
No,
it don't take nothing off you to do that.
It don't.
So
it don't.
like
Everybody asking for food. I'm like, man, Vern, go call that love. You got it.
Yeah.
So
we know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody.
Right. So that will make us that much better.
Absolutely.
But yeah, again, this is another episode of the Just Rewind podcast. We bring context to culture. I appreciate y'all, stopping in, showing us some love. like, subscribe, share. I never say that, but please do. And like, if I get views, they get views. My guests get views. That's what I want. It's all about connection. So appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all coming in here, talking with us.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
It was a good conversation.
Yeah, it was. Thank you.
Peace.
Peace.
This is cool.
Hey, what's good with y'all? Man, thank you again for joining us for another episode of the Just Rewind podcast. I want to give a big thank you to Lisa Moy for stopping in, sharing her life story, her entrepreneurships, and, all around just having a great conversation with her. Go check out her book, November. It's on Amazon, so cop that. It's a quick read. I'm going to check it out here soon. I appreciate y'all tapping in with us. I love talking to people, so I love doing this. So, thanks for all the support. Another episode of Just Rewind podcast. We bring context to culture. Like, share, subscribe. Until next time, y'all. Peace.